Don't look at it. Scrub it.
Oh, don't get that. Don't get that part.
Play whenever. She's playing.
Oh god, it is?
Yep.
Okay, are you sure?
Yep.
Okay. My name's David. This is my 1990 Mark II Golf. 12 valve Vr6 turbo, 4motion. I've owned this car for about 12 years. And it's been through many phases, and it's going to go through a bunch more, which you guys are going to see as we continue to film and make changes. That's probably where Nick is going to cut the clip because I ran out of things to say. 12 valve Vr6, basically stock motor. It's got ARP rod bolts, head studs, it's got 276 TT cams, and a head spacer, but outside of that, it's virtually untouched. That'll be a pretty good clip right there. Whoopah! Schimmel Performance intake manifold. Added this custom elbow here to try to get the throttle body out of the way, so it can go below the upper coolant hose. The turbo manifold is made by Gabe from Absolute Power Components. That's definitely something that I won't be changing because I really love that. Downpipe, dump tube, all that stuff was made by Joey, Double J Motorworks. He did that for me. Of course, we got the custom catch can over here with the modified valve cover, which that stuff that I built, but we'll be redoing that to make it a little bit better. Of course, we got the custom power steering reservoir, which that is definitely something that we will be changing and get it up and out of the way, a little more hidden, and make it work a little bit better. If you look a little bit more over here, you can see this is a bracket that made for the 4motion, which that will be changing as well because definitely want to get that a little more beefy because there's a little bit of flex there. And we'll also be adding a dog bone mount underneath the transmission to the subframe to kind of help really stiffen things up because of course the goal with the car is to make it a driver and we don't want things moving around more than they need to be. It's running a VEMS standalone ECU with electronic plug-and-play adapter, which has worked well, but there's definitely plans to upgrade that to a way more capable ECU. The turbo is a GT3582, which is great, but it's probably a little bit oversized for the power goal, so probably going to be going down to like a GT30 or something like that. We'll see. We'll see kind of where plans go.
And we're missing some AC in there.
Yep, AC will definitely be getting added because we want to be able to actually drive the car because we never enjoy it.
Stay nice and cold. Redoing all the intercooler too, right?
Yeah, new intercooler is going to be made something that is a little bit more efficient, better intercooler core because it's just a CX Racing core. So that'll be upgraded. Of course, we need to add a fan shroud as well because the thing it definitely likes to get hot with the current setup. But we'll see. The plan is to make it a more user-friendly car, make it more fun to drive, and be able to take it on some road trips. And we'll kind of see where that goes.
All right, let's talk the interior.
Okay. The interior is about as basic as it gets. The dashboard's out of a Corrado. The seats are Recaro SRD seats. You got, of course, you have the shifter mounted inside the car because we have the drive line where the shifter box would be mounted. Outside of that, it's pretty basic. I mean, there's no heater box, nothing behind the dash. It's basically just a dash skin sitting there. We've got the Momo wheel, and then we have the Mark V GTI floor mats. But outside of that, I mean, it's about simple as it gets in here. So rear floor is removed, which shows you, kind of gives you access to everything that I've done here. So you can see the framing that I built to hold the fuel cell, this little bulkhead adapter that I built here for the fuel lines to essentially pass through the floor. And then right here, you can see this is the factory quantum synchro wagon rear beam. And then you can see this is the bracing and stuff that I've added to hold the Gen 1 4motion rear Haldex differential setup back there. So So under here you can see the fuel cell, all the fuel lines, the fuel pump. This is like a skid plate that I made for the fuel cell just to give it a little bit more protection since it's hanging a bit low. Obviously you can see the exhaust, which we'll chat about a little bit more in a minute, but the rear differential is kind of the most important part here. And you can see the mounts that were made to hold it. The custom axle shafts, these are just inner, like Mark IV R32 inner joints. Those are Mark III Vr6 outer joints. And of course, custom shafts to make that work, because obviously the spline difference there. If you come up here, you can see the driveline. This is a Mark I Audi TT driveline that is completely untouched. So I know a lot of people have them shortened, but on the couple all-wheel drive conversions that we've done here, we've never had to shorten them and they work just fine. So you can see that here. Just a factory fuel filter. We added some AN fittings to help that to keep the AN fitting lines and everything going forward here. If you come over here, you can see the Chase Bay's brake proportioning valve that we added because we got rid of the factory one because couldn't find a synchro factory one that was in good shape, so added this, which seems to work just fine. Keep rolling forward here, you can see, of course, we have the oval exhaust, and it used to be oval all the way through for clearance reasons, but the resonator was recently added because the car it was definitely loud. So that was just added. If you come in here, you can see the center carrier bearing support that I made. Welded some tabs here, built this bracket here, so that seems to work really well. Come up here, you can then kind of get a glimpse of the Mark IV R32 transmission that was used, and then you can see the angle drive here. Everything's obviously a really tight clearance, but it fits and it works really well. So I tried to keep everything as simple as possible when building it. I wanted it to be easily serviceable. I wanted as many factory parts for the main crucial parts as possible, because if something broke, I want to be able to just go to the junkyard and get something. So that worked out really well. So,
and then you also had to tunnel the floor pan, right?
Had to modify the tunnel here, which you can kind of see the welds and everything up here where the center tunnel
kind of get up in there.
Yeah, it just had to be skimmed just enough for the driveline to clear, because I didn't want to go too much because we wanted to utilize the factory carpet, because trying to find synchro carpet would have been a nightmare, especially in good shape at this point. So it's just enough to clearance it. Up here, there's just a little bit of modification that was needed. Up here to clear the driveline, used an air hammer and honestly just kind of massaged it just to get some clearance, which it's plenty. So that works just fine. I know a lot of people would completely replace the tunnel, but it's not necessary. So that worked out great, nice and easy. Back here, what I did, because I wanted to keep the factory parking brake, of course. So when I had to modify the tunnel over here, I just drilled all the spot welds out for the bracket that holds the parking brake. And then when I modified it and raised everything up, then I took measurements so I know exactly where it needed to live, and then I just welded it back into place, re-drilled some holes, and the factory cables and everything fits just like it should. So again, really, really easy to do. Nick shit his pants while we were filming this. He farted, and I think at his age, you just can't trust a fart. So he's in the bathroom doing like a courtesy wipe to see if everything's okay. But I don't know if it's gonna be okay. It seemed pretty bad. So I guess just keep him in your thoughts and prayers, because I am. So thanks, guys.
I have a condition.
Whoopah!